Hey, what's going on, No Nation? CJ Wilson here with DoakTalk. Of course, I am your host. It's been a very busy week for FSU in regards to transfer portal activity. The portal officially closed recently for the spring period, and FSU has been doing its due diligence in regards to add final pieces to the 2025 roster for the 2025 season. I want to speak about a few names that FSU has been courting within the transfer portal and a few signings that FSU has had since the transfer portal has closed. Before we get started, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Go ahead and hit that like button and get this information, help get this information out to like-minded Noles like yourself that wants to hear the same type of things. And again, if this is your first time tuning in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I promise you, you are in for a treat if you're an FSU fan. So hit that like and subscribe button. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into it. The first thing I want to speak about is Jaelyne Matthews, offensive tackle transfer from Rutgers, ended up committing with FSU after his official visit, standing at 6'6", 340 pounds. He is a true freshman. He signed with Rutgers for the winter period for the 2025 recruiting class, ended up enrolling at Rutgers, going through spring practice, elected to enter the transfer portal prior to spring practice once the portal opened, and FSU jumped at his opportunity. Elite frame, elite body type. Like I said, he's standing at 6'6", 340 pounds. He has the type of clay you want to mold as an offensive line coach, right? You have this type of frame, long arms, big body. He's prototypical left tackle. All he needs to do is get developed by Hurapan, get coached up, and we see how the chips may lay within the future. But a really good get for FSU, in my opinion. One of my favorite transfer portals additions, just from the sheer size, like I stated, 6'6", 340 pounds, and the years of eligibility he has left. He has 5 years to play for from New Jersey. I really like this pickup from Hurapan, and I've been stating this since Hurapan has arrived at FSU. He's done a good job of identifying body types, something the previous offensive line coach really didn't do in regards to looking at measurables, 6'6", 6'5", 300 plus pounds, that type of deal. So it's something we could build on within the future. I really like this get. Jaelyne Matthews could be a player for FSU in the future. We'll see how his development goes. Not nothing that we're going to be seeing play right now for FSU, as we took 4 transfer portal offensive linemen with a bunch of starts that FSU is counting on for the 2025 season. But again, you want to add depth and build depth and try to look for the future in regards to the future O-line prospects. And speaking of future O-line prospects, Herb Hand added another addition, and that's Josh Raymond, 6'4", 300-pound guard from Vanderbilt, ended up transferring to FSU after redshirting his freshman year for the Vanderbilt Commodores. Was an All-American, a U.S. All-American, Under Armour All-American rather, coming out of high school from Lake Florida. Real familiar, right, with Herb Hand and UCF from the area. Herb did recruit him while he was at UCF, hometown type of kid. So bringing him back to the home state of Florida is pretty big as well. Another kid that has 4 years to play. He's a guard, like I stated, body type, 6'4", 300 pounds. So you see what Herb Hand is doing. He's adding depth to his roster, and he's looking to add his future offensive, looking to develop his future offensive line as well. So I really like the two takes for Josh Raymond and Jaelyne Matthews. They fit the mold from a body type standpoint, and also they take care of a need from a depth standpoint and something from a future offensive line stand-up. You want to stack bodies on top of bodies, right? And along with stacking those bodies up, you want to develop the offensive line so it can be an easy transition from once the current starters leave to you got to bring in a new crop of starters after their development, and it's time for them to play. So really good gift for FSU in regards to Josh Raymond. I like that take a lot. Moving on to the next position that FSU ended up landing, a position of need in regards to depth coming out of spring practice, like I stated in the previous video, and that's the safety position. FSU landed the commitment of Jarvis Boatwright Jr., the safety transfer from USC, the USC Trojans, standing at 6'1", 191 pounds, 4-star recruit out of high school. He is a redshirt freshman. Again, another kid that has 4 years to play. From Clearwater, Florida. He elected to commit to USC over FSU during his high school recruitment. If you guys remember the name, this was a battle that FSU was pretty heavily involved on within his high school recruitment. Ended up electing to go to the USC Trojans over Florida State. Shocked some people, but ended up coming back in full circles as he committed to FSU out of the transfer portal while on his official visit. Standing at 6'1", 191 pounds, really exciting player. I like him coming out of high school, has really high upside. We'll see how that transitions to FSU. Like I said, he has 4 years left to play. So you bring in a key position that could possibly compete for playing time right now, and also you have depth within the future so he can compete as far as being a potential starter down the line. So you knocked out two birds with one stone in that, and also you do have a really good cornerback commitment already coming out of transfer portal from Houston, where Jeremiah Wilson had 4 interceptions, 4 pass breakups this past year, one of the highest rated transfer portal cornerbacks on the market. So you got 2 defensive backs in the fold, but with Jarvis Boatwright specifically, you have 4 years left of eligibility. So that's a very good thing. FSU ended up getting a transfer portal quarterback as well. Jaelyne King was a quarterback for East Tennessee State. FCS school, had 17 starts there, 6'3", 210 pounds. During the 17 starts, he has 2,700 passing yards for 20 touchdowns and 823 rushing yards for 10 touchdowns. From Georgia, after FSU lost former walk-on quarterback Trevor Jackson to the transfer portal, I think he ended up electing to commit to Arkansas, was on official visit to Arkansas, one or the other. But nonetheless, FSU wants to bring in a quarterback to replace him, and they got one in Jaelyne King. The word is Jaelyne plans to redshirt this year for FSU, so he'll be a depth piece, part of the scout team quarterback for this upcoming season. In the next season, try to compete for a backup role or something along those lines. Unless Thomas Castellano end up going to the NFL draft or transferring out for his last season. But Jaelyne King, 6'3", 210, quarterback from the FCS ranks, will come in red shirt and get developed along the line and be a depth piece for FSU. Now, moving on to this other position. Now, he hasn't committed to FSU or anything along those lines. He did take an official visit to FSU, and that's Gavin Sawchuk, the running back out of the University of Oklahoma that's in the transfer portal. This is a position of need. Well, not necessarily. I think it's a luxury, so to speak, not a position that's a glaring need, but a position that could be polished up rather within the transfer portal. It's something that FSU tried to address within the spring window, and I was told by a couple personnel on FSU staff during that time frame when they didn't land it back within the spring period, within the winter period, that if the right one comes about within the spring period, they would go after him. And Gavin Sawchuk definitely fits that bill. Had 977 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns during his career at the University of Oklahoma. His best season came in 2023, where he had 744 rushing yards and 9 touchdowns. If you guys remember this name as far as Gavin Sawchuk, it's because he gave FSU the business within the 2022 Cheez-It Bowl, his true freshman year as a true freshman running back. He had 15 carries, 100 yards, and a touchdown within the bowl game. Gave Adam Fuller and our defense the blues. Gave me headaches in the stands just watching that bowl game. Shout out to Noles for putting out at the end. But big time playmaker for Oklahoma. This past season, he struggled as far as injuries to play with injuries. Had hamstring and quad injuries, but upside is there. He's a player that comes in and adds to the depth chart, and he's a player that comes in that will compete. And I really feel like he makes the running back room better as a whole. Standing at 5'11", 205 pounds, ran a 10.6 out of high school. I think this kid, if healthy, which all check marks show that he is healthy from his hamstring injuries that plagued him last year, he could be a pretty good asset for FSU if he does elect to commit to the Seminoles. I don't believe he has any official visits set up outside of FSU. On 3 transfer portal reporter Pete Nakos, predicted FSU to land Gavin Sawchuk via the transfer portal. He put in a prediction for the Seminoles. So we will see how that plays out. Like I said, 5'11", 205 pounds, has has speed that he can, once he gets to the second level, he can score a touchdown if he gets to that point. 10.6 out of high school, 744 yards. His sophomore year gave FSU the blues within the bowl game. Will be a welcome addition to the running back room if FSU does gain his commitment. Now, FSU is still trying to land a transfer portal receiver. Offers have went out. Official visits have taken place, but nothing has transpired as of yet. Gavin Blackwell was a receiver that was on campus recently, transferred from the University of North Carolina. So we'll see how that plays out as they try to fill that spot for the receiver position. I don't believe that they are done recruiting at that position, or evaluating rather at that position for portal additions. So we'll see how it plays out within the coming weeks. But FSU is still trying to field a transfer portal receiver after losing 3 during the spring. That's all the updates we have right now. We have more quick hitters coming for you guys coming soon. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what position you feel like FSU should attack within the transfer portal window for this period going into the 2025 season. Like and subscribe. Go Noles.